Hey everybody, tonight we're going to be talking about the 01 EDC Pod L mechanical 3-level slider. That's a mouthful. Anyhow, I've had this in my hands for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Been really busy. I haven't been able to do much video work, but I have this and I have another piece coming up after this and maybe a camping video. But anyhow, we're going to be talking about this, taking it apart, comparing it with a few other things, the usual, measuring it, weighing it. Interesting thing about this real quick is depending on how you put it together, you get a different number of clicks. So we'll talk about that. Please join me. Okay, so you probably want to know where to get it. Tiger H EDC store on AliExpress is where I found this for the best price, and that was about $70. That sounds like a lot, but I think it's reasonable considering its quality. Like I said, that was the lowest price I was able to find. I'll put a link down in the comments, and keep in mind as you're watching this video down the road, those links might not work anymore. But anyhow, be careful where you buy it from, because you can spend an awful lot more for the same thing. This is stainless steel, by the way. It has some kind of hammered finish insert. The other versions I've seen are PEI, zirconium, and then I think like zirconium with a zircudi insert. And I think the zirconium one just had a seashell insert. Some of the other reviewers have looked at these. You should go check out their video. I know that maybe the Zirc one with the shell is a little bit slippery. This has a good enough grip. I think it's a little bit awkwardly shaped. I don't know. It just feels a little too round to me. Feels a little too tall sometimes. I don't know. But I'm a sucker for 3-level sliders, and in that respect, it works pretty well. But yeah, that's where you get it. That's about how much you should pay. Keep in mind that you don't want to mix this up with the magnetic version, and that is what this looks like here. And you'll notice it has perfectly rounded ends, and this has sort of squared off ends. So that's the quick way to tell the mechanical apart from the magnetic version. Well, let's do some comparisons here quick and just get that out of the way. Everybody's favorite, the Top B from Metal Toys DZ. Its earlier version, the Pod, I guess the Pod 1, or the Pod, it was just a pod in stainless steel. This is the magnetic version from 01 EDC, same company. So this came out first, earliest. It's quite small compared to the other. A Mackie CP3. Whoops. And a few that were a little bit sort of elongated in shape, I guess. Boy, what is that now? I can't think of it. The Sky Tower. And finally, the Top D. Yes, deep fried dough stick. The Top D from Metal Toys DZ. So for length, we have 49 millimeters, width 16, height 16. I had a suspicion that it was the same height as it is the same width. One of the things I don't like about this, it's not that I don't like it, it's just it's so similar on these edges that if it wasn't for this textured surface, it might be a little difficult to tell where it's at in your hand. It's not that big of a deal though. I guess I'm used to things that are flatter. I like things that have a flatter profile, and this is kind of round. Anyhow, where were we? Overall length, when extended, is 78 millimeters. It covers all the measurements. Let's see how much it weighs. There are no magnets in this, so we're safe there. Just under 60 grams. Now, just like any 3-level slider, it's going to have like a dominant side and a weaker side. So if you're a stickler for the order in which these things return back to their home position, like this one comes down to this point and then they both travel down to this point, if I turn this over in my hand, it will tend to not want to do that, just because the spring tension is a little stronger. Well, now it's doing it. There's a better example. See, without squeezing it and controlling it, it doesn't want to go down sort of in order. But if I flip it over, you'll see that it does come down in order each time. So if that's a preference for you, you might have to flip it around in your hand a few times till you get what you want. Of course, all that can be avoided if you can if you can get a good squeeze on the sides. Then you can control how fast these come down, or I guess in what order they come down, by squeezing the sides. That gets a little harder when you only have such a thin little edge of a middle piece to be able to grasp from the sides. But it's not an issue. It's really not an issue. I'm being nitpicky here, I guess. Yeah, so it's a weird thing about the number of clicks. If you have it assembled, you'll see two little dovetail things here. Those are plugs, and that gives us access. There's a single spring with two balls in the middle, and that gives us access to those when we take one of these sides off. There's one over here as well. And if we were to take this apart, you'll see they're both on this side. If we were to take this apart and flip one of these ends over, we would change the number of clicks. It's weird. It all adds up. But in the current configuration, which I suppose is the configuration that I prefer, this is how it came, with these two on the same end, you'll get, I don't want to count the clicks out for you, but I'll tell you, you'll get 9 clicks and then 10 clicks. And it's the same way on the other side. When you put it together with this end flipped over, you'll get 20 clicks, 10 and 10, or when you flip it over, it's either flip it over this way or flip it over this way, I forget, you'll get 18, so you'll get 9 and 9. I know it sounds weird, but you know, you could set it up whichever way you like. Well, I wish I had kept the box, but I just cleaned house and I got rid of it, not thinking that I could show it in the video for you. But it was one of their standard cardboard boxes that's decorated, and it was well packed and everything. And it came with extra parts, which we'll get out here and examine. I don't remember exactly what it is. Well, I could see there. It's 2 extra screws. That's fantastic. 2 extra black ceramic balls. 1 brass cap for the spring. I have not tried that yet. That would make it louder for sure. And then 1 extra spring. And I don't know if that spring's any different than the one in here. So when we take it apart, that's one of the things we'll do. Let's check the spring strength, and we will put in the little brass cap. So that's what it came with. Let's get to taking this part. Okay, we have a Phillips 00, and I think that fits the best for these screw heads. So you just want to get one of those in there and carefully unscrew it. Come on. There we go. And then this part will just slide right out. Okay. And now, when we put this back together again, this top part, when I slide it any further, the ball and spring is going to shoot out the top. So I'm going to put my thumb over that and then carefully remove it. And then under my thumb, oh, there is a brass cap on there already. How about that? See, I took this apart earlier. I didn't see that. I don't know how I missed it, except for the fact that it might have been a little bit sticky. It might have been sticking to the spring. I'll bet that's what it was. Yeah, I didn't see it because it was stuck into the spring. So let's see. That's pretty stiff. Holy mackerel. Yeah, they're both the same. They're both the same, and this one has the brass cap on it. What we can do when we put it back together again is put the brass cap, the extra one, on the opposite side. Now we've got a little bit of extra push. We'll see if that makes a big difference. These are stainless steel balls, so let's go ahead and put in the black ceramic balls. Take them out of here. You know what, while I'm here, I'm just going to put things away so that I don't lose them. I was crawling around on the floor the other day and I found 3 balls. I wasn't even looking for them. Alright, so yeah, the other side stays together because this plug is still in place, for this limiter. What we will do, just for fun, is put it together. Like I said, when these dovetail ends line up is the way it came in the mail to me, the way it came from the factory, and that's probably the way that I want to keep it. But if you put it on opposing, so whoops, don't do that. Don't make that mistake. You've got to drop a ball in there first, then the spring, which has the little brass caps on both sides, then the ball. Okay, and what I'm going to do this time that's different is I'll put that dovetail on the opposite side. So that means approaching it from this direction. So you just want to get that little dovetail lined up with this, which is a dovetail shape. Push down on the spring and ball until it goes over the top. And now, just find the part where your little limiter goes in and slide it into place. It'll slide past where it needs to if you're not careful. Not going to hurt anything, but it just needs to line up with the hole underneath there for the screw. I'll just plop that down in there. Just snug that in. Okay, let's see if it feels any different. I believe it does. Yeah, I think that added just a little bit of pizzazz there. All right, so I don't want to try to, I mean, I can count these out to prove it to you. Here, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 20 in that direction, and there are 18 in that direction. But then when you pick it up, you'd have to look at, well, it wouldn't matter, you know, you'd have to try it. Or maybe your sense of touch would get good enough you could tell which side was longer and which side was shorter. I'll probably end up I will probably end up putting it back together the way it came in the mail, the way it came from the factory. But that's an option, you know, if you want to try that. Something fun to try. I think that's about all I have to say. It's not bad. Not bad. It's just a little bulky. A little bulky and a little round, like I said. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.